Hey, hello. Let's have a look. Okay, we're there. So, let's see what we've got. Okay, so last stream we kind of bodged this menu on the front. I thought I'd just spend a little time making this better. No feedback going on here, so I want these to move as I go over them. So let's have a go at that first. So each game is a world, and the menu was originally just a test game called Bouncy World, so I just turned this thing into a menu. So I think what I might do is, as the user moves the mouse over these texts, see I've got 3 texts here, one for each of the games, those 3. So as we move over these, we'll just make them maybe a little bigger or a little lighter, change the colour perhaps. So this is my update function, and when the user presses the left mouse button down, we just do a hit test on the 3 texts and then run the relevant game. So we want something that happens all the time. So if we do so every frame, this update function runs every frame. So if we hit test the Invader's text, then we'll probably want to maybe set colour. So I guess the question will be, what is the colour? The colour by default is red. No red, all green, no blue, so it's green. That makes sense, seeing as the game's green. So if I set the colour to all green and I increase the red and blue, that should actually get lighter. Otherwise, if we're not touching it, then we'll just go back to the green colour. See if that does anything to start with. Oops, I clicked on it. It does not. So it's definitely changed the colour, but it's not updating it for some reason. So that's the engine's problem. So setting the colour doesn't actually update. Wonder if I have to kind of make it recreate all the various bits of junk to create. Let's try that. Nope. There'll be something we can do on this to make it regenerate. You can see here, when you create the resources, it creates a brush, and then it draws the text in that brush. So the question, I guess, is how do we make it come back in here? Well, so something simple suddenly got very complicated. It's about par for the course. I mean, what we could do. Okay, let's push this for now. Let's have a text. Let's have two versions of the text. Both exactly the same. But this one brighter. Okay. Add it to the engine just to make sure it gets drawn. And also make sure we want to hide that one. So that one will get shown and that one will get hidden. Okay, so if I hit test this one, we want to hide that one and show that one. Otherwise, it's the other way around. We want to show this one and hide that one. There we go. It's better. There we go. To be honest, that's not a great change of colour. You can hardly tell. Let's just tweak the colours a bit. So how about having this one a bit darker? And then give this one the full green. There we go. That's better. Can I make it a bit bigger as well? That'd be fun. What's menu text height? 100. Add another 10 on, see what that does. It's okay, that's cool. Okay, let's do it with all three. Breakout text, breakout seed. And that was red, so we'll make the original a bit darker. And then the highlighted one needs to be bigger. What's wrong with that? I haven't actually defined it yet. Cue it to the engine. Make sure it's not visible. Actually declare it as a variable, that would be good. Test. That's cool. And then the last one darker. Bigger. The engine hidden. Declare the variables, so these are all the variables in this game. And then finally hit test it. The mouse is over it. Hide it and show the highlighted one. If the mouse isn't over it, show the original and hide the highlighted one. And we're done. There we go, that's cool. That was easy. Does it still work? I click on it. Yes, it does. Back to the menu. Could do with an exit down the bottom. At the moment, escape key is exit. As you can see here, if we've had a key down and the key is escape, then we quit. This is keyboard. Goodness, keyboard. Mouse. Then, what does this top bit do? Okay, and the other thing I wanted to do was to make this black box kind of semi-transparent. Something I've done before, but I believe Windows will allow me to do that. So yeah, let's have a go at that. So we created the shape up here. It's the thing. I think it's black. Yeah, it's that thing. So theoretically, you should be able to do something like set transparency. Usually a number between 0 and 1, so 5. 0 would be completely solid and 1.0 will be completely transparent. Okay, so we just need to write this function now. So this is our engine. It was a moving rectangle. So how does this draw? This draws, it uses fill rectangle and it uses the current brush. So I guess that's a solid colour brush. I wonder if there's such a thing as a transparent colour brush. I'm just going to Google that. Okay, there's a full rectangle, so that's what I'm doing. Brushes overview. Brush types. Solid colour brush, linear gradient brush, radial gradient brush, and a bitmap brush. Okay, none of those is useful. Very pretty, but not what I'm after. Let's go for, is it trans? See? Alpha. Let's do direct 2D, draw, peg, rectangle. Drawing semi-transparent rectangles in direct 2D. Go where? Yeah, that's what I want, something like that. Okay, so we can still use a solid colour brush. But it looks like we've got an R, a G and a B and an alpha channel. And there's our half. So that should be pretty easy. It's just we create a solid colour brush with 4 numbers instead of 3. Okay. So where do we create our brush? So this is a moving rectangle which inherits from shape. This is where we create our shape. Okay, so I have a feeling don't know who wrote that code, that's horrible. So I reckon MRGB. I reckon if we add in the top of MR, so this is a 4-byte word. We've used the bottom byte, the middle byte, no, the bottom byte 0, that's byte 1, that's byte 2, and this is top byte. And it looks like we're swapping the R and the, so the G stays in the middle. We're swapping the R and the B round. And I'm guessing the top byte is the alpha channel. So if we keep the alpha channel back in, we just have to set the top word of this alpha channel in our colour. Okay, let's try that. So where did we set the RGB? Yeah, no, skip that. We don't need that. We can set it straight away. So half is 80. Red, green, blue. So that does just for a laugh. Absolutely nothing, still black. Yeah, that's a long shot. Let's just come in here. Put that in hex decimal. So I need to stop there. Zero. RGB. Nope. Not sure what it's creating. It could be creating the all the shapes first. There's millions of them. Maybe we shouldn't be using RGB for this. Maybe we should be using okay, the alpha is yeah, it's nothing. This is we're just gonna have we're gonna have to add an alpha in here. Float an alpha. And then when we create our brush here, we pass it. By default, it needs to be 1.0. Yeah, optional parameter, we can pass it on the end of the shape. Should we make it optional or should we make it? I'm going to make it optional. I'm also going to have a cell in here. Set alpha. And it's a float. To get alpha. Okay. When we create a solid brush, we pass alpha, which by default is 1, which is fully opaque, fully, can't see through it. If it's 0, then the thing will be completely invisible, transparent. So in here, theoretically, I should be able to pass 0.5 as an alpha. Or not. That really didn't work. No errors, it's just not doing anything at all. Interesting. Ah, okay. So we basically made everything invisible. Nice job. Why is M alpha 0? I told it to be 1. Okay, it's a bit weird. Let's just run that. Okay, alpha is 0. The shape. It's the shape. Yeah, it's the shape. So basically, I'm passing user data as alphas. So I need to add an alpha to all of these. Oops. And then make sure it gets passed into shape. Like that. And then a bitmap one. And the text one. Okay, that's annoying. We've got a text alignment on the end of here. Can't make that default unless I put it after the text alignment. Or I have to rewrite all my texts. Put the text alignment first before the colour. Moving group doesn't have colour. Okay. So all my texts will go wrong now. Yep, they did. that has to go before that now. That has to go like that. The great thing about writing an engine, change the API, you have to change all the things you've written with it. Okay, so that's all fixed. What else have we got? We've got text everywhere. Okay, well, text is working, but nothing else is. This is a shape. So the alpha must get passed after. Oh. Let's default it to 1, should we? Not 0. 0 is transparent. Yay, there we go. Transparency. Doesn't look great, but at least it worked. Wow. So I think it needs to be less transparent than that. Which is easy. Guess we change it to, what was it, 1 is 4, so 0.8, something like that. It's better. It's not great, but it's better. Anyway, that's what I wanted to do. Okay. So, next thing was, I want to put some kind of indication, because these are all under development. That one's nearly finished, that one's a bit less nearly finished, and this one's just started. So I want an indication on here as to how finished they are. Before I do that, I think I might make these a little more dynamic. That's a block of code. It's clunky. And that's a block of code. So let's try and be a bit clever. Let's have a vector of moving texts. Call it menu. Move all those. So instead of defining all statically, let's so we have we've got 3 menus, so we need 3 texts. So let's have a let's do an add menu item. Let's give it 2 colours. So we'll give it the colour for ordinary. Colour. That's it. Let's write a function called text. Okay, so a call to this should create those 2. I want to manually create those 2. So what did I call it? Push back the new moving text. We need to track the point, don't we? We need to track the point. So that's where it lives. Width and height are always the same. Move and direction are always the same. We're not moving. Text alignment is always the same. And then for this first one, we want to use the colour. And that's it. Oh, you have to put the text in first, don't you? Okay, so that's the... And then this one, it's going to be the same text, it's going to be in the same position, but it's going to be the highlighted colour. Okay, but I'm not going to do that in here, I'm going to do it in the init, because that way we can queue them at the same time. So I need to basically do those 2 things in here. Okay, let's create it. So auto. Push it back. Queue it. One. Push that back again and we'll queue it, but we'll queue it as being inactive. Okay. Create the main text, queued it, create the highlighted text, and queued it. Yeah, so the only thing to change here is every time we add a menu item, we need to move it down a little. So we can work out how many menu texts we've already got. Menu dot size. There's 2 for each line, so if we divide that by 2, that's a size T, so menu items already existing is that. So we need to move that down by the number of menu items. So basically every time we add a menu item, this will increment by 1, and then that will move down. So that'll just position them down the screen. Okay. I just need to have the 3 now. Invaders, what was it? Breakout. Colours. They were slightly different colours, weren't they? So Breakout one was red. It's dark red and bright red. This one's blue. Blue. Okay. So now these are all sitting in menu, which is a... Let me rename that, that's not a great name. Call it a menu items. Okay, done. So then the only other thing to do, this block of code here, which was dealing with the statics, we can go through for each variable. We'll start it at 0. We'll loop through we'll increment it by 2 at each loop, so we're going to step through the menu items 2 at a time. So the menu item. So get the first one and then hit test it. So if which we can do, that's the menu item and that's the menu item. So if menu item dot hit test. Then set the highlighted one true. Else the opposite. So that's a more dynamic version of doing this statically 3 times. We're just going to do it once on a list. Just save the comment that I've just deleted. Okay, so that's the highlighty bit. And then there's the clicky on it bit. So again, we're going to have to iterate through the menu items here. Click the mouse button, so just flip through the menu items, and if we've hit, so I'm going to need an array of these. So it's that one, or that one. Okay, what we could do here is we could make this appear. Moving text and that message. So each menu item isn't just it's not just the moving text, but it's the moving text and the app message. And then when we add a menu item, we just pass the app message as well. And just make a pair. So that will actually store the app message against. Hello there. Nice to see you. That'll store the app message against the menu item. Okay. So when we're adding our menu item, we just need to know which app message it's going to send. So that's the Invaders app message. That's the Breakout app message. This is the Colours app message. Okay. So these are pairs now and not just rectangles. We just need to pull the rectangle out of them, hit test it. Again with this one. And then the app message to use will be the second item for pair. So that then removes all of that. Okay, so we've got slightly more complicated dynamic list management instead of. Does it work? Okay, well, yep. The menus are still there, they highlight. When you click on them, yes, you get the right. Ooh, you get the right game. So what we haven't done is reset. We haven't reset the list. Still gets the right game though, yeah. So because we're jumping in and out of this world, every time we jump back into the world, it's adding. Where is the? Yeah, it's doing this again. Which is making the list bigger. Where's my list? So we need to make sure. I believe for this very reason we wrote a D init function. So this is what happens when you jump out of this world. What was the list? Menu items, wasn't it? Menu items. So I need to basically clear that list. It's better. Cool, there we go. Looks better. I think I want an exit as well. I do want an exit at the bottom. So, as we've just written a nice dynamic menu builder, this should be as easy as quit, exit, what colour should we make it? We'll make it grey. White when you hover over it. And the message, I think we've already got a quit message. We have, there it is. So theoretically, that should be all we need to have a quit. Boom, look at that. Like when a plan comes together. The other thing we've lost when we added the menu items, which is done here, we made the highlighted one a little bigger. Maybe just a little bigger. Yeah. It looks like, actually it looks like it pops out because it makes it a little bigger. Cool. So, transparency, menu system. Not bad. Okay. Should we do next? Oh yes, I wanted some kind of indication on here as to how finished each of these is, because I'm working on them all simultaneously. None of them are finished. That's nearly finished. That's finished, and this one's just hardly started. So I don't know. Percentage over here maybe, or kind of a bar to say how finished it is. So when we add our menu item, get in the right file, we can have a percent done on the end, so I reckon that's about 95% done. I reckon that's about 80. I reckon that's about 60% done. I reckon that's about 5% done. Exit is just exit. Okay, so we create a couple of menu items. Maybe we could just create like a bar underneath. Let's create a new. Now, where are we going to put it? Let's put it in the same place. make it the same width and height and everything. Make it the same colour. And then let's alpha it. Let's use this new alpha. So let's go 0.4. No idea what that's going to look like. To the engine. And I want to put it in first. So it's behind the texts. Okay. Forgot to use the percent done. So width-wise, with the width-wise, it will be times percent done divided by 100. Okay, so you kind of see, so that's kind of almost there. This is about here. That's back there. Let's make it a little less transparent. What did I say? 0.4, didn't I? Let's go up to 0.6. That's interesting. There's a bit of an overlap there. So, let's make it the highlight colour. Yep, that very much stands out. And then we have an issue here. This is, we've got an overlap on the top and bottom. Sure, that's all. In float maths. Some kind of. Nope, it wasn't that. Interesting. So these are just rectangles. We're starting at copied it from the larger text one. It's better. I think I might just make it less in your face. Okay, so the question is, we should probably finish one of these. Been in the sandwich, so I'll have a finished game. So game-wise, this is fine. It'd be nice to have an explosion on the invaders when you hit one. So probably need Yes, I moved my graphics. It did. Oh, well done, Visual Studio. Nice. Youch. Dear. That's gotta be a bug. Fabulous. Okay, I'm just gonna restart Visual Studio. Gotta say, there's not many bugs in Visual Studio. But that's definitely one of them. Okay, it's happy now. So, yeah, I want a graphic that's that big. Just call it Invader. Gone. Yeah, no idea how to use this editor. Doesn't appear to want to let me draw anything on here, so I can remove stuff. We got here, we've got selection. Let's press it. Show or hide the red channel. Wow. I just want to draw a line or two. It's not complicated. Plainly is. Oh, okay, so I can draw with that. Can I draw with that? No, apparently the pen doesn't work. Fill. Fill. Come on, make it green. Oh, for goodness sake. Fundamentally. What about if I just remove? Can I just remove the red? That's removed all of it. So you can draw boxes and they're white. I just don't think this works. That'll do. Let's do that. What does that look like? I mean, it's a thing. Invader gone.png. Right, okay, so I just want something I can show. Where's my graphics? Okay, so I have a bitmap. So I'm going to create a moving bitmap. Called and gone. It's going to be a bit. It's going to be similar to the ship in that it's just like a. So I'll copy. Right, gone. It's the same size as the Invader, so it's an Invader width. No speed, no direction. It's not going to have a colour. To be fair, the ship doesn't have a colour anymore because I can delete that. Oh, I was using it for the score. Using it for the score. Okay, I'll leave that in there. Yeah, the score is still purple, even though the ship isn't. Anyway, gone. So then gone. There we go. So yeah, I'm gone. Ship. Do it and hide it. So put it in with the engine, but hide it for now. And then, so move player bullet is this one. Did we hit an Invader? We did. Disable the Invader, but enable the little explosion icon Also, before we do that, set a position to wherever that invader was. And then we want to set off a timer for a small time and then hide it. But before that, let's just see if that works. So I'd expect to see, yeah, there it is. It's white. Would you expect to see it move with the invaders? Do you expect to see? Yeah, you kind of would, actually. You kind of would. Update move invaders. I might just add gone to the end of the invader list. And then everything that we do to the invaders, we will do it to the gone. Sounds like a bit of a hack, but try it. So where's the invader list? Here. This is the list I saw. Just for a laugh, let's just try this. Okay. It thinks it's it thinks it's an actual invader, so we have an invader type of not 1 or 2. I'm going to put that to 3. Hopefully it will not mess with it. Threes. It's not moving. I thought it would move with the invaders, but plainly not. Does it need a speed or something? When we create the invader, there we go. It thinks it's an invader now. In fact, I can probably shoot it. make it disappear in like a second. So let's have another timer. Set our timer off. Second maybe. And then in the update we can say it's elapsed. Okay. So you should stay there for a second and then disappear. Okay. It's a bit long. Let's make it a bit quicker than that. Half a second. Still 200 milliseconds. Yeah, that's kind of what I was going for. I want it to be more like a star. Not green. It's just graphics. I'll just give it one. It's better. Try and edit this in another package. Let's see, open with paint. We have a rotation. We do not. Do we have a thick brush? It's really, I need a line. How do you do a line? There's a line. Yeah, I like that, but not quite as thick as that. Where is that line size coming from? wrong colour green, but you know. So colour green. Yes. Nice. Oh, I like that. Let's go. Okay. Oops, other things we need to do. I could do an explosion when I get hit. Okay. Usually. Okay, time flies. I need to go. Thank you for watching, and yeah, maybe see you again.